Hey guys, welcome back to LOI Fan TV. We're back for an international video this week as Ireland face up to play Portugal, and we'll also be touching off the Dublin Derby taking place on Friday night, where Shamrock Rovers are playing host to Shelbourne in a potentially clash. But first of all, we'll get into the international action. Ross, how are you keeping?
All good. Look, yeah, not too bad now. Obviously, a bit of an international break. We obviously had the Conference League last week, and I think Shells were in one of the kind of positions for a playoff, and Rovers are languishing down the bottom. So yeah, no, good week for me so far, I'd say.
The fucking brass neck on you. I can't after this weekend. We win this league, or if we win the cup, it's going to be before I even say Shamrock Rovers, it's going to be double champions.
Yeah,
It's going to be
yeah.
getting milked.
Well,
Because
what,
every
what,
time we talk about Shelbourne, say the champion Shelbourne, and I'm like,
well,
oh,
I
give
say
me
I
a
have to.
break.
This is probably the last
Worst
chance.
here, here, here. You were giving me stick last year. Could we say is it arguably the worst title defense in League of Ireland history?
I think
Arguably.
there's a number of mitigating factors involved, and I think
No, no, but yes or no. It's a yes or no question.
no, I don't think so. No, not ever, not ever, not ever. No way, not ever. There's been worse.
When has first ever gone to fifth or sixth?
I think Shels won the league and then got relegated because of financial irregularities the following season. So that's probably worse.
Yeah, but that's more financials, isn't it? I'm
Yeah.
talking
So
about
I think there's been a few worse ones. I think there has definitely been a few worse ones along
yeah.
the years somewhere. I think Bowes had a bad one there at one stage, and there's been a few bad ones. Not I can't remember off the top of my head, but probably the worst. I don't know if Dundalk or
I think
Cork.
2011 Bows when when yeah they finished like fifth or something. But yeah,
Did
or
Cork
fourth,
or
whatever.
Dundalk have a bad one at any stage? Probably not. Probably a couple of years after winning it, was it?
Yeah, like Dundalk went to well, actually in that 2020 season when Rovers won the league, I think Dundalk finished. Did they get Europe? They get Europe that year? Remember when Filippo and all came in? They had like they won the
Yeah,
cup. So I think the other couldn't
yeah,
tell you.
yeah. I think that the decent. I don't think it was straight away the impact, but listen, I think Shels. Listen,
Yeah,
if we can finish in the top four, I don't think it's too bad. Like it's not, it's respectable enough. I think it is like negated by the fact that, and it's like complemented by the fact that we have done well in Europe this season as well. I think that makes it a little bit easier to stomach as well.
I know. I'm just on the wind up. I'm
Yeah,
slowly on the wind up. So no, I don't believe it is.
yeah, no,
I'm just
absolutely.
getting your juices flowing ahead of talk about that fucking dentist from Iceland.
Yeah, gonna get your juices going in a second.
Oh, listen, my juices are already flowing. I want to get into it.
Yeah,
So where will we start with this? We start with the squad.
yeah, if you want, yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
look, a
I'm,
few.
I
Go
was
on.
going to say, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. Like, I've never been like less enthused for like a squad announcement. I've barely even looked at it. Like, I'm just not even like I don't really know who's the big names left out or whatever. I know there's no Josh Honahan and the likes, but I think Josh Honahan it sounded like an injury because there was a few pullouts and
Yeah.
stuff. So it sounds like there's an injury there. So maybe that's one that is out of Heimer's control per se.
In the press conference, he when Honahan wasn't injured and he called Callum O'Dowda in, he had said that Callum O'Dowda is a superior option to alluding to Josh Honahan.
Yeah.
So the dentist strikes again. But it's not even that. Like that isn't it for me. Like for me, it's like Johnny Egan. Like I get it. Like back in the day, but what is he 30? What's he 33, 34 years old?
Probably.
A few bad injuries. He's in a whole city team that's probably has one of the worst defenses in the championship. I think they're 15th. Like, like what it sounds like it looks like he's scrambling for experience, and
Yeah.
I don't get why you do this after two games in a campaign when you've had nearly 2 years to prepare for this campaign. It's just it seems like it's almost like autofill. He's clicking autofill on the squad, and just
Yeah.
random players are getting popped in.
Football Manager autofill the team.
Yeah, yeah.
No, Joe, it would have been more palatable as well if Coleman and Egan. I'm not sure about fitness issues there, but if he kind of said from the start of the campaign, listen, I want to have a bit of experience in the squad. I'm going to call these up from the start and have Coleman because I don't have a problem with Coleman and the likes being in there.
No, I don't. I'll never say a bad word about Seamus Coleman.
Yeah,
I
and I
was
like
actually annoyed. Yeah.
John Egan's been a great servant as well in his
Oh,
defense. I like
yeah,
him.
no, he has to be fair, but like Seamus Coleman is captain of Ireland. Like I get why I didn't include him in the squad last time out, but you still if you're thinking about leadership, you have him around the place. You still bring him as like an extended member of the coaching staff. So the
Yeah,
fact that he didn't even bring him for the first two games, I thought that was highly disrespectful to Seamus Coleman. And now he's almost just like going, "Oh crap, we don't have enough experience. Let's get him back in." And I don't know. It's so random. It's just it's there's just no structure to it.
yeah.
And I'm just yeah no I've just zero faith in the team.
No, it'd be far more palatable if that was the kind of message from the start. Like, so I'm bringing experience in, I'm bringing a few lads in that have been there, done
Yeah,
it, to complement what we have. Not necessarily playing every minute, but just being in and around the camp, and it's good. If that had been the start of the approach from the start for those first two games against Hungary and Armenia, I would have had no problem with it. Now, like that, we're effectively gone and we're dead and buried.
yeah.
There's no real like benefits to calling these lads up. Like it actually, I think it would have reflected better on Heimer if he looked at it from a long-term standpoint. Now, this campaign is over. Like we're not getting through this campaign. You might as well
Done.
actually look towards the future, and people might actually give Heimer a bit of credit if you started calling up a couple of young lads instead and build towards the next campaign because this campaign's dead and buried now. If it had been the approach bringing experienced lads in from the start, you could get it. You could get it the whole way through. But I think now that you didn't do that at the start, you're at this stage now, you might as well actually buy yourself some credit with people and look like you're building something towards the next stage instead of calling in players who won't be involved in the next campaign. We're done, like.
No, I don't get it. There's no 21s players called up. There's no League of Ireland players called up. And we've two teams in the group stage. Like we're calling back up lads that haven't played a game in a year or two. It just, I don't know. I just, yeah, I get not sacking them because like, sure, what's the point? Like the campaign's gonna be dead and buried either way. And realistically, a Damien Duff isn't gonna take the job tomorrow. So they're FAI are probably biding their time in that regard. You know what they're like? They love rubbing two pennies together. So they're
Yeah,
not gonna want to pay him out. So look, that half makes sense, not getting rid of him. But I just have no feeling. I'm numb. I'm just numb. It's
yeah,
like I don't even know how what sort of analogy to use. It's just dead for
yeah,
me.
yeah. Obviously, our opponents on Saturday, Portugal, they had a great start to their campaign. They beat Armenia 5-0 and they beat
Yeah.
Hungary 3-2. And you kind of just look at their team. Obviously, we all know about their quality, but it's like a world-class player per position, isn't it? Like they probably have a couple in each position that they could roll out here. They could probably play their fifth or sixth strength side in each position and still probably beat us comfortably enough.
You look at that Ballon d'Or list, that top 20, and you're looking at your Nuno Mendes, Vitinha, João Neves. I think he's Portuguese as well. You still have Ronaldo. Like, look, we did to us last summer when one of Heimer's first games. He scored twice. So, look, at even at 40,
Yeah.
he'll still rack a few up against us. And yeah, look, they just look what Rafael Leo like this. I don't even know if he starts them, and that's just saying how good they
I
are.
think the
So it's
last
just
time
like
their kind of attacking midfield was like Bernardo Silva, Neto, and Fernandez, I think. But he obviously that can change with Rafael Leao
oh
likes as well. Like so,
yeah, there's so many. There's so many. Look, I've little to no faith here, to be honest. Yeah, and do you know what? Actually, I do have a bit of faith in. We turn up in these games and we lose by one goal or max two goals, and it goes like there's a positive. Oh, if we play like that against Portugal, we can beat Armenia next week, and then we just, our levels just drop. It almost suits us to play the better teams. We rise to the occasion. So in that regard, I could see us putting a bit of a performance in, but getting something from the game, can't see it.
especially in international football, like it is easier to stifle teams than to go out and be the aggressor and be the more dominant team. Like it's always suited our
Yeah.
be that counter attacking side and to kind of defend well, and that's always what we've been built on. Our successful teams over the years been built on. Like we've never been great at breaking teams down. Like we'd be lucky if we beat a Gibraltar 4 or 5-0 or whatever. Like we never really hit teams like beat teams comfortably enough. Like it's always a tough enough one. Like but we do tend to perform admirably in these games. So that's like I guess it's a positive. Like it's a very much like no loss fair situation. Like there's no real like I don't think there's a huge amount of pressure on the team. Like maybe there is, but I don't think there's a huge amount to lose here. I think just kind of like we can try and play well here. I think we'll see a slightly better performance than from some individuals than we saw against Armenia, for example.
Yeah, it can't get any worse. Like you're looking at likes of Nathan Collins, like you're watching what he's doing for Brentford, beating Man United 3-1, one of the best players in the park, and then he can't kick snow for rope for Ireland, so it can't get much worse. 100% I agree with you. It's easy. These lads aren't training together every week, um, so like it's easy to kind of come in and make Portugal break us down because they're not as familiar with each other as say their club mates will be with each other. So yeah, 100% I agree with that. Look, looking back on the big games, like um, what was it, Serbia in the Aviva there, like we did well.
Yeah,
Even though we were 2-0 down, we did well to bring it back. You look at the France game in the Aviva, arguably probably our best performance since the last time we played Portugal away,
yeah.
in whenever 2021. So we we're decent in these games, but I don't know. I like what's the stat? Like we've conceded. in our last 10 games, the first goal. Is there? It's some mad stat like that.
Crazy, yeah, yeah, it's crazy
We
stuff.
so how are we supposed to keep them out? You know what I mean? If we can't keep Armenia out, how do we keep Portugal out?
Yeah, yeah, we kind of, exactly, exactly. Armenia could have hit us for 4 or 5 comfortably that night.
Oh, we got away very lucky. We
Yeah,
got away very lucky.
like I think the first half we played England recently enough under Heimer. It was at the end of last year maybe, and
Yeah,
did all right in the first half and stayed in it in bits and pieces, and then
yeah,
they got a goal, and we just I think he might have had a red card maybe or something, and it just I think Scales got sent off actually on the night,
yeah.
and they hit us for 5 then, and you could just see something similar. We might do all right for the first half, and then it just take I think one goal goes in, heads drop, and you could just see a bit of a massacre unfold potentially.
You want someone in the middle of the Ireland defence to go, come on, let's get in tight. Let's be hard to break down. Let's be nasty. Let's win our 50-50s. There's just none of that. Like we can see the goal and the Irish falls out of us. You know, it could be 2, 3, 4. Even looking at Armenia, 1-0 down against Armenia wasn't right, lads. Come on, let's get in tight. Not gonna see you next 10 minutes and get back at them. Instead of we just the heads dropped and we conceded the second, we could have conceded more. So yeah, look, as a prediction for this, I'm gonna go 3-1 Portugal.
Yeah, fair. I think even Collins, for example, like you just look at him and he just seems like obviously he's got a lot of sick reasons on a pile on, but like he's supposed to be that guy at centre of our defence. But he looks like a nice
Yeah.
fella. You get what I mean? Like it doesn't help that he looks like a nice lad. Like do you know what I mean? Like he's not like a brute. Like he's not gonna. I can't imagine him proper sorting the defence out and being real aggressive and you know I feel like Shane Duffy's of the world and John Egan a few years ago and the likes would have.
Remember Richard Dunn in Russia, like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like
I can't imagine Collins putting in a performance like that. Like
no, like the Richard Dunn literally like he slid off that Astro onto concrete and his whole leg was gashed open and he played on. They've already draw the number 5 on his jersey. Like I was
yeah,
just
yeah.
like we just don't have that anymore. You know, we just don't have that grit and fight and lads that are as this is what we touched off it previously, but lads willing to bleed for the jersey. We don't even have lads willing to put their body on the line for the jersey. So how are we, expected to be successful?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Portugal 2-0 in this one. I think we hopefully we can keep it, put in a decent shift, keep it respectable enough. I just don't see a world in which we get anything from the game in particular. But do you want to run through try put an 11 together? If we look, like, do you want to even bother doing that or
Yeah, yeah, come on, why not? Why are we doing it from our perspective or from Heimar's perspective?
I don't even know if there's any
Because
more.
Jack Taylor's captain if we're doing it from Heimar's perspective.
uh, what formation do you think? Is
I
it a
don't
four at the
know.
back?
Manning left wing, Jack Taylor but up top. It's just madness. Like I don't know. Like is what 5 at the back, 4 at the back? Like
I think you might go 5 to try and
yeah,
contain
surely.
a 5-3-2 or a 5-3-2 pack out the midfield as well a little bit and just go with 2 outlets up top or something. Do something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, all
yeah, it
right.
makes sense. Yeah.
Keeper is straightforward. Obviously, Kelleher, presumably Travers up called up to the squad. I think Kelleher has
Wait.
been probably the only man that can compare that Armenia game with his head held high.
Yeah.
Say embarrassing one, and he's done all right for Brentford this season, I think as well. So go happy with him.
Yeah, 100%. No, no, 100%.
Back five wise, then it gets a little bit tricky. So O'Dowd out of the squad through injury. Scales will miss this game, the Portugal game, because of a family bereavement. So he's not traveling out. So our thoughts with Liam Scales at this moment. So big loss with him not being involved. He's back for the Armenia game, as far as I know. But um, I think that the options at the minute: Seamus Coleman, Jake O'Brien, Dara O'Shea, Nathan Collins, John Egan, Ryan Manning, Will Ferry was called up for his first call up from Dundee, and Jimmy Dunn from QPR called up with Scales's absence. So I don't really see like I know I think Festy's down as a forward, but you could maybe make a case for him playing right wing back, could you?
100%. That'd be my pick anyways. I think athleticism's huge against these teams. Seamus Coleman, he just doesn't have the legs to play that position. You could do the right folder, you can even do the right centre half if you really wanted, but I
Yeah,
think Festie's a no-brainer. Especially is Ogbenny in the squad?
Ogbene's in the squad as a forward.
Uh,
Yeah,
okay, right, okay, yeah. Yeah, you probably will put Ogbenny. I could see him starting Festie and Ogbenny.
yeah.
Just for legs, yeah, no Festie right back.
That's right wing back, left wing back. Manning, I think, is probably the no-brainer, is it?
Yeah, no-brainer for sure, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Will Ferry haven't seen a huge amount of him now, to be fair. The centre backs, you're probably listen. I know he had a stinker against Armenia, but Collins is likely at that heart defense, isn't he? Still that back three, he's probably in the heart of it.
Yeah, you want to see a reaction from him. That's probably out of all the players I want to see play against Portugal, I want to see a reaction from him because he's due to give us something. And as probably captain, if Coleman isn't starting,
Yeah.
he needs to be better. So yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Would you go Jacob Ryan and Dara O'Shea either side from then as part of the back three? Because obviously John Egan and Coleman there as options or Jimmy Dunn, but would you
Yeah,
go one of those lads?
I just can't see him going veering away from those three. Like, for me, anyways, he's still got to stick by his guns. And to be fair, the only one you could probably really make a case for if he was in the squad was Liam Scales because he's obviously been playing week in week out for Celtic and doing decent enough. But yeah, I think it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, yeah, okay, that's the back five locked in then anyway. Midfield, so there's five options. We'll probably go a three in here to try and shore things up a little bit and deal with the Portuguese midfield. Obviously, be some world class talent on display. Obviously, the options we have in comparison to that: Will Smallbone back at the squad, Josh Cullen, Jack Taylor, Jason Malumbi, and Finn Azaz. I think Cullen has to be as a six.
For me, yeah, Cullen will be there.
Yeah.
For me, straight off the bat, I would not play Will Smallbone this game.
Really,
Uh, I think you want the midfield three that are going to run, get stuck in, and just be a nightmare to play against.
just
And I
like
think
not
he's
going
one
to
of
have the
these
ball.
players. Yeah, we're not going to have the ball, and he's one of these fellas. He looks good in the ball, and he plays up. He doesn't necessarily give you 100% off it. So I'd rather go for a Malumbi over a small. But now I don't know what Heimer is going to do, but I'd rather Malumbi beside Cullen, and then obviously then we could pick the third one after that.
Yeah, yeah, I think Malumbi gets in. I'm not his biggest fan ever, but he does work hard. He does put himself about, and I think that's about at the very
Yeah,
least something we need in there. So Cullen and
yeah.
Malumbi, and then would you go with, I don't want to see Jack Taylor in there after that Armenia game.
Oh,
So
please no,
you go
please never again.
taking his ass maybe or small.
Yeah, probably his ass. I'd say. I don't. For me, anyway, been playing off the left for Ireland, so on that left side, replacing for Jason Knight. For me, I think that's probably the play.
Yeah, so we'll go Cullen Malumbi and Azaz in the middle. And then
Yeah.
up top, the options obviously Sammy Schmodrix is pulled out through injury. Suspect one. I think he pulled out in the last camp for the Armenia game and then he played
Oh,
switched in like 2 days later or something. And then he played 90 minutes there this week, I think, and then he's gone again. So an interesting one with him. But the options, I guess, we've already put Ebisele in at wing back. So I think it's Evan Ferguson, Adam Ida, Troy Parrott, Casey McAteer, and Chidozie Ogwene.
yeah. For me, it's up top. Obviously, I think Ferguson picks himself. Parrott's only coming back from an injury, and obviously Adam Eater's just got to move to Swansea. He got his first goal there on the weekend, so
Yeah.
I can't see Parrott starting. I can't really see Ida starting. I think he's going to go for pace beside Ferguson, someone who's going to get close to him. It's a coin toss between Ogbene and McAteer. Like who would you go for?
Um, I would be of the opinion to make a small case for Ida, to be honest. I think when he played out in Portugal last time, he led the line really, really well. And up against Diaz, he actually put in a really good shift. And I don't know, I
Yeah,
think this game might suit him because he is quick, he is strong, he can hold the ball up, maybe certain attributes that Fergie doesn't have. I just can't, I just don't know if Ferguson, if this is the type of game that he can really impact that much. Um, I would just be of that thought process, and I don't think Ferguson's like lit the world alight with Roma this season so far. I know he's done well for us. He scored the two goals last time, so he probably does get a start again. But I just think I would make a case from base off that, and I think he might just offer us a little bit more in the air, a little bit more run. And he's done all right off the bench for us actually the last two games. I thought he did okay out in Armenia. He made a bit of an impact. Obviously, tough situation. He did well against Hungary. Come off the bench and scored. So I make a small case for Ida just from that aerial standpoint, just to give him something to think about in behind, and he can hold the ball up in bits and pieces as well. So I would be tempted by him, but I do understand the Ferguson one in terms of probably is our best player per se, like you know.
yeah. For me, it's I don't know one of the two. I just think they're quite similar in how they play, and
Yeah.
I think I just you're saying like he was a target man against Portugal, but so was Ferguson. So like who we got two target men. I can't really see it. I don't think we can afford to have two target men. As you said, he come off the bench. He's done well. I just can't see a world in which Heimer picks him. Or if we're picking this team truly from Heimer's perspective, Ferguson scored in both games. Ida's done well when he came on. I think a Heimer I'd be thinking if it's not broke, don't fix it. And I just that's my take on it. Anyways, I think if
Yeah.
Parrott was fully fit, I'd have more of a case for Parrott than Ida because Parrott is can drop in and he has a bit about him
Yeah.
in the 10 almost.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I'll probably go Ogbene then beside I'm happier for
Yeah,
him to go Ogbene beside him for that bit of pace and it kind of gives you a bit
yeah,
of
that's fair.
tactical flexibility there to mix things around and go to a flat form midfield if you need to or whatever it is. It gives you that bit of flexibility as well.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, 100%. No, I agree with that. Um, yeah, look, I hope he goes to that team. But I could see him picking Jack Taylor. I could see him picking Will Smallbone. I could see him panicking and putting Seamus Coleman or John Egan in.
Oh,
Like, you just don't know what he's gonna do,
easily
don't
see
you?
it. Could easily see it. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
completely against Seamus Coleman starting in the back three potentially, but Jesus, clutching the straws like.
But if he puts Seamus Coleman right wing back and he gets a quick Portuguese winger on him,
No, he
like
couldn't go wing back. Yeah, no,
we're
jeez.
in trouble. Like we're in big
Yeah,
trouble.
you need to double up. You need to like Festi and Coleman on Neto.
Yeah,
Yeah, wherever it is. Like,
yeah, 100%. No, spot on.
so about let us know your predictions and your team predictions and score predictions in the comments. But we'll move on to a busy weekend for the champions, Shelbourne this weekend, isn't
Busy weekend. Their last weekend. Their
it?
last weekend. We're about to remove that champions title from their name
So
and leave them to where they
I'm
were.
just glad there's no guard of honor or any of that nonsense before for us to do for you is like,
Oh,
again,
no, it's not. No,
like,
I'd rather beat us than have his clap because Joey's a good skin. Like Joey'd love clapping us out. But like, I would love to see Duffer. If Duffer was still there now, a guard of honor would have been brilliant. He would
yeah,
have not done it. Do you know, he wouldn't have done it.
it's type of thing he wouldn't have done actually. I
Oh
know,
no,
I don't know, maybe, yeah, I don't know, yeah, yeah.
he would have preferred Bradley being disrespectful to him and not shook his hand and
Yeah,
oh it would have been all over the papers. No,
yeah.
but sure, look,
Uh,
I think it's a good opportunity here for you to get something off us.
I think it's a good opportunity for us as well. I think obviously Pico's gone, isn't he, on international duty? Hoonigan sounds like he has a knock, so you'd imagine he won't start or play. You never know with these types of
Oh,
things.
he's out. He's out. He's
Definitely,
gone.
that is significant. Like
Lee Grace is not there either.
Lee Grace injured, like there's a big chance for Shells here to cause Rovers some problems. I feel. I think it's a
Mm.
weekend because Shells have been really bad with these back-to-back weekends this season. They've been so poor with them. They haven't taken advantage of them. I think 4 points here is the minimum requirement from a Shelbourne standpoint. I think they have to get
Yeah.
points. I think I think they're capable. Obviously, I think obviously the realistic scenario there is a point in Tallaght and then a win in Turner's Cross. Obviously, playing the two FAI Cup finalists, funny enough as well, actually.
Yeah, 100%. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I can see he's getting a draw here. To be honest, look, I think Gary O'Neill will probably come into the back three. I think it'll be Corey O'Sullivan, then Dan Cleary.
That
So
sounds
that
like a potential like that sounds like an opportunity like that back three. You're not getting Rovers
100%.
much weaker than that. Like
You're not. And it's an opportunity, but look, we need a point to win this league, and I think that's a huge incentive. Like Tallaght saw, there's tickets are selling well for tomorrow night, so it'll be a good atmosphere. And look, you have been nothing special, like you'd say it yourself. So it'd be different, like if we were playing, I don't know, if we're coming up against like an informed Michael Duffy, or if we're coming up against Bowes again. I'd
yeah,
be worried, but here I could see us getting a draw from this. I think you will score, but I also think we will score. So I'm gonna go 2-all.
2-2. Yeah, yeah. I
Same as the last time in Tallaght.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I think Harry Wood could perform here now today at this in this game. I think he could.
Yeah.
He's so good this season. Him and Ali Koo, and then whether it's Meatbo or whoever up front, John Martin or whoever, Henry Francis Kerr. We're looking all right. The only concern is actually similar to yourselves is our back three really with a couple of knocks. Obviously Sam Bone's out for the season now, which is he's been okay this year. So it's a shame just from in terms of such a weak point for us anyway. Sean Gannon went off against Hacken with an injury it looked like as well, which was a big blow. And I think James Norris, who's 5'5", if he even was filling in a less centre half for the second half time. Did really well. He's been a fantastic signing for us, but geez, like
Mm.
it's a target for a Gaffney or something to latch on if he's playing there. It's a target for a Gaffney of the world or something to latch on to. So it could be an
Yeah.
interesting thing to see the lineups will be interesting for this one, I think. But yeah, big opportunity for Shells to get something from this game. Obviously Rovers have that incentive in terms of winning the league. So only a point will do it, will it, for yourselves?
Points will do it, yeah.
I'd probably lean towards a draw to be fair. Yeah, I'll go. What did you go with 2-2? Was
I
it?
went 2-2.
Yeah, I'll go 1-1. I could see Shells threatening to nick it towards the end maybe, but yeah, it's gonna be a really interesting game. Obviously, Shells are in prime position in Conference League and Rovers are languishing in the bottom, so maybe take that into consideration in terms of it as well. But uh, but
We play our second team in that competition. We don't.
yeah, what was that about?
listen, don't start me off on that.
Worrying about little
That
old
is,
Kerry. Worrying about little old Kerry.
do you know what? And it scares me about the future of Bradley because this makes me think that he wants this double and then he's going to look elsewhere. Um, you know, yeah, for me, you go out to Prague, you play your strongest team. As we said, you drop Burke, you put in Nugent, you pack out the midfield, and Dylan Watson, Danny Mandrea will give you that with the ball to hurt them. But he didn't go for either of them, which is high. I was Danny Mandrea, he takes him in and takes him out. But
Yeah.
for Dylan Watson not to
No,
be in the team,
shock, shock.
I couldn't believe it. Like, and look, Aaron McEneff, I don't know what the hell happened to him over in Australia because he is a fraction of the player he used to be. He's an absolute fraction of the player he doesn't look like he wants the ball. He kind of runs around like a headless chicken when he has the ball much with it. He used to be able to score crackers from 20, 30 yards. They're ballooning them now. He's just, I don't know what happened to him.
I
So
think
look,
he probably needs to be playing for a team where he can play week in, week out as well, where he's not getting that regular.
yeah, I
Yeah,
get that. I get that too. But he was in their team at the start of the season, and to be fair, he did all right. But he still hadn't looked. He played like 6, 7, 8 games in a row, and he still hadn't looked the player he was. I don't know. I don't know. So maybe his style of play doesn't. It was good for him when he was 23, 24, but now was hitting 30. He doesn't necessarily have the legs. I don't know, but yeah, for me it was a mad decision. I thought you could have played those boys against Kerry and still beat them. And
yeah,
look, 6-1, 6-1. For me, you could have played all the second boys against Kerry. Not you could still pay them some respect. Like as I said, not play Burke and then play him against Kerry. But I don't know. It kind of scares me for the future of Bradley. I really hope this doesn't mean that he's gone at the end of the year. And to be honest, I'm worried as well about playoffs because, as I said to you before, I thought that was a good opportunity to go and get a point,
yeah.
compared to the Athens and the Shakhtar Donetsk game. So look, it'll be nail biting for sure. I think it's going to go down to the wire.
You,
But yeah,
you see Athens losing to Celje then 3-1 or whatever. It's a
listen.
Celje are a different animal, it seems like.
Selja, this new fella, I think it was a Lithuanian, is a Lithuanian winger they have. He has like more goals than games, and he scored. I
Patrick,
know he
that
scored a hat trick against AEK Athens.
yeah,
Like, so they're gonna be something. Like I predicted us to beat them, but after that, I was like, we might drop points that game. I could well see it. I think they'll be gunning as well because they underestimated us. So Alberto Riera will be coming to Tallaght looking for blood. Like,
100%.
so I think the 7, 8 points now. It's gonna be tight.
We tight 100%. Before we move on to the final game, the only other game on Monday, obviously Cork Shells, I have to touch on, you mentioned them there. One of the talking points from last week was at 2-0, Rovers against Kerry, potentially going to go out and cruise the game. You know where I'm going with this. Graham Burke
Graham.
um, assaulted a poor Kerry forward. Thoughts?
Thoughts? Look, it probably was a red.
Yeah, it was.
Um,
It was.
it was a red, but do I think that would have influenced the game? No, I think we could have went on with 10 men against Kerry, beat them still 3-4-0. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Like that.
but it's definitely a
Yeah.
talking point. Like,
Oh, it is a talking point, but at the end of the day, if at 0-0, I get it. But at 2-0, it's like I was watching that game at 2-0, I'm going, this game's done. Even
yeah,
with 10 men, I think it's done. So yeah, no, listen, he has that in his locker, Graham. He's a quality player, but he has that. Remember his debut for Rovers in 2017 against Dundalk? He came off the bench, scored 2 foot. The player got sent off all the
yeah,
space of 5 minutes.
yeah,
So he's a loose cannon, and I suppose that's what you see with him on the pitch. He makes it up as he goes. So
yeah.
yeah, it was rash. It was rash, but sure, look.
I think it was like any other team in the country that's a red card. If that it was the
Yeah,
Rose,
but this is the thing.
get
Then the
at
FEI gave them the South stand like over that, like you know. Honestly, like what were we in the North stand? Oh, listen, the North stand. Lots of the last five winners have won the one sitting in the North stand, but
Yeah, yeah. It's easy. You have to win it. It's a dream route and a dream final as well. Like,
it's lovely, lovely. Yeah, Bayern knocking the holders out now and draw the penalties now was
yeah,
it
that's
was
fair.
nice, yeah.
I
But
think
I have a question to ask you now, and I got away from it. Sean Boyd and Mark Coyle. What's the story? Are they gone from shows? Is it
well,
over?
what if, in terms of the game time, etc. Is it? Have you heard anything?
I yeah. I don't know. I was looking and there a lot of them unused subs, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Like considering last season they were,
Yeah,
the main lads. Or like
yeah.
is their time at Shell's come to an end?
Potentially, I think it potentially. I think it needs to kind of potentially go in a fresh direction. I think these lads have been great servants for Shells. There's no two ways about it. But I think there maybe is not these two specifically, but generally across the squad, there's maybe a ceiling that some players have hit, and we've kind of seen that this year as well. So I think there's probably a changing of the guard coming. I think Ledridge is probably another one as well. Got hooked at half time against Hacken. I just think there's a few lads there that have been great service to the club, but potentially even for themselves as well. Could do with a fresh start somewhere else, and I think we could do it elevating the squad if that's the direction we want to go. And it seems that's the direction of travel for Shells. Um, I think there is potentially changing of the guard this summer, this winter even. But yeah, I think in Boyd's case, injuries again this season have been a big factor for him. It's kind of a shame. He was so good towards the end of last season, and then you've obviously had Meepo, who's been kind of trusted to lead the line at times. Whether that's right or wrong, he's been trusted with that a lot of the time, and he does offer you something. John Martin has been brilliant this season. To be fair to him, whether he's on starting or off the bench, he's been really impactful. So it's been tough for Boydie, especially with kind of usually we're only starting with one striker this season. So Coote and Wood have been undroppable really. So it's tough for him. And on Coiler, like yeah, he's dropped a little bit this season. I think I don't know what you never know what's going on behind the scenes or anything, but um even that game against Drogheda a couple of weeks ago that we lost 2-1, like last season, Coiler like gave us that bit of different. He burst through and scored, gave us that bit of impetus. Like he just like that bit of game to bring him back in and just try and get him going for the last bit of the season because he is an asset. Like I think we'll see. He's been playing in that back three as well at times, so you feel bad for him. He's been playing out of position, and McEnroy and Lunny have been great this year in midfield. Henry Francis coming in, he's not going to get a look in the midfield department really. So back three, we've had some issues there. I think he could play a part in that back three the tail end of the season, which isn't ideal, but he's been a great servant and a great captain. But potentially, you never know what will happen across the winter months. I think there will be a bit of a change.
Yeah, fair. It's a mad league. Like this time last year, the two best sixes in the league were Mark Coyle and Gary O'Neill, and now both of them can't get into their
That's mad.
respective teams. I honestly, since you talk about Sean Boyd there, I'd take him back at Rovers. I really would. I think there's a real player there. Look, St. Mirren came in from the summer side. Remember Fleetwood as well. We're looking at him.
Yeah,
I
he's a
think
unicorn. Like
injuries
he's
killed
a
him.
really unique profile. Like
He's really like a presence, and when he's fit and he's playing, like there's no one like him in the league,
yeah,
and he gives you that unique. Like he's just such a. I just think if you utilize him, he's such an asset, and yeah, I think he won't struggle for moves. So yeah, no, the show goes on.
100%. Touching that Cork Shells game on Monday night, then what way would you be leaning towards that? Cork obviously.
I think Shells are cruise. I think Cork are in cup final mode. They're more than less relegated. I don't know if Monday will confirm it, but I think now that's the card for that whole Cork squad. I think the city's buzzing, and I'm delighted for them. Well bet Pats.
Yeah,
As like we kind of touched off, like I didn't believe that Pats were going to go down there and steamroll them. I just wasn't like Turner's Cross when it's full. No, myself, even from Rower's perspective, we haven't won down there this season. Tough place to go, and I
yeah,
was delighted for them. To be honest, I was really happy for them because there's been a lot of negative press around them this season.
yeah, yeah,
So I'm,
100%.
go- I'm gonna I'm gonna go 3-0 Shells.
Jesus, I bet that. I hope so. Yeah,
Is it in Turner's Cross?
fingers crossed. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
never mind then. 2-1 Shells.
Yeah.
I thought it was in Tolka.
Yeah, two way days.
Jeez, I'm not that brave.
Yeah,
Not that
yeah.
brave.
I was thinking,
Talking about how much of a fortress Turner's Cross is,
yeah,
and say, yeah,
yeah.
they'll get battered 3-0.
You could see it being a bit flat on a Monday night, though, couldn't you? Like they're already relegated. They
Yeah,
don't get too many through the turnstiles for that, and they'll be in cup
yeah.
final mode, as you say. On Pats, we might get. We're going to try and get a Pats fan on maybe next week to do
Oh,
a deeper
like,
dive into their troubles, which I look forward
yeah.
to. But I'll go for 2-1 Shells as well on that one. I'll agree with you. I'll go 2-1 Shells. I think that would set us up nicely. 4 points. I think it has us level on points with Bows then. So we're right back in the mix then, ahead of a couple of massive weeks. So see what happens.
It's gonna come down to you and Andrada, isn't it?
Probably, yeah. Yeah,
And
probably.
he's played him. He's played him again. No, he's just played them, didn't he? He's drew
Yeah, yeah,
or he's
yeah.
lost. He's lose or
Oh,
draw.
we lost to Drogheda. Yeah, lost 2-1. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Fuck, that might be huge in the grand
they
scheme. Yeah.
they lost last week then to Galway, I think was it? Or to Waterford, sorry. So mad league.
You need 4 points. You need 4 points to be alive. If we go and beat is now on Friday night, I think it's not looking good at all, obvious.
No, no. 4 points to have us three ahead of Drogheda, same games played. That'd be huge.
Yeah, yeah. No, three ahead of draw. Did you say?
If we get 4 points, we'd be three ahead of Drogheda, same games.
Okay,
Three to
okay,
go.
very good. Yeah, guys, so there you have it. There's our international preview. We reviewed the cup. We've talked about the Dublin Derby on Friday night and as well the Shells. Cork came down and turned it across on Monday. So lots to talk about there.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. Look, let's try to get to 30 likes this video as well. Look, we should get decent views on this considering the wide range of topics discussed. So yeah, if you look, comment on whatever you think, whatever comes to mind, squad wise, League of Ireland wise, Europe wise, whatever. Let's get into it. But yeah, that's it. That's it for this week. And well, as Ross said, we're going to try to get a Pats fan on next week. To we'll really get stuck into their troubles. So that'll be worth watching for. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, thanks, Ross.
Nice one, Luke. Thanks, many guys.